Hello and welcome to the Daily Digestion channel, and welcome back to another video of where we're going to be talking about menstrual issues. I wanted to do this video because I had one of my followers who had a question on, they were really confused on how I had made statements in the past about when I first started taking iodine and how it had fixed my periods. And how could I be making statements now that, like almost 2 years later, that I fixed my periods again? She thought that I was not believable and credible when I had said that previously. Well, so what I want to say to that is, when I first started the iodine protocol, I was very anemic and very sick. I had very horrible periods. They were terrible. It was really rough. I suffered so bad before I went on the iodine protocol with heavy periods. It was a complete nightmare. My breast tissue was so sore and swollen about a week before I would start my period, and it was like really painful. It was painful and it was just not fun. It hurt to lay on my stomach. When I went to get an adjustment at my chiropractor, I literally would almost cry from where I had to lay down on the adjustment table to take an adjustment. I mean, these are just examples of how tender and sore my breasts were. Also, and these are menstrual issues, because this is what would happen right before I would start my period. So fibrocystic runs in my family. My mother had it. They wanted to remove her breast, and she started eating raw foods, and she didn't have to have the surgery. But when I started taking the iodine, that was one of the symptoms that was relieved immediately. And if you read Dr. Brownstein's book, he talks about this. He talks about how a lot of menstrual issues will be relieved from taking the iodine. And I was amazed, because within the first month of taking on the iodine protocol, this symptom went away, and it's been gone ever since, as long as I stay on the iodine. Now, I got off the iodine protocol for about 8 months. I didn't take it, and I started eating a regular diet. I started eating if you've been following along with Buttermore's videos, she's a younger girl. She's in her she's 20s, in her early 20s, and she's in this all-in program. Well, that's basically what I was doing. I was all in. I was just eating out. I was eating a healthy diet, the standard American healthy diet, but I was eating a lot of toxic mucus foods that were chronically inflamming my body. And so when I went on this diet for 8 months, I got off the iodine protocol, needless to say, and I felt horrible. My periods went back to being horrible again. What I want to say is, when I first did go on the iodine protocol, my periods became a lot shorter. I wasn't having really long, heavy periods. I was having what I would consider a heavy period, but it wasn't as heavy. So it did help my symptoms, like, amazingly. I mean, just a little bit of a change like that within, my body was like, I was jumping for joy. That's why I made all of these iodine videos, because it made such a difference in my life. Lemon water is amazing in the morning. So I just want to say, you know, when I made these claims about iodine fixing my periods, to me, it didn't fix it to like I'm claiming now in the last video that I made. And I will go ahead and put a link down in the description box to that video that I just made, where I got the comment from. And I will put a link down in the description box for the video of where I had claimed a couple of years ago, you know, that the iodine had helped with fix my periods or my menstrual cycles or whatever that I said in the video. But if you've been following me along, you know that like people that have been following me and watching my videos that have been faithful, they know that the people that's been with me for the last 2 years since I started my channel, they know that my struggles and where I've been, and they probably could tell me more than I can what my problem is and why that I've struggled like I have, because the proof is in the pudding, guys. It's all about what you're putting into your body. And that's what this video is about. And I'm going to tell you of all of the things that I believe truly fixed my period to the way it is now. And guys, I am having the period of my dreams right now. I never thought in a million years that I would, well, I mean, I had almost given up. I mean, but I wouldn't give up. I was determined because this last period I had before I became really, really serious, one of the periods that I became so anemic, and I posted a video about it. I posted a video about how I had this horrible period, and it really knocked me on my hind end. I felt like I almost died. And my period cycles were getting shorter again. And it was all because of one certain thing that I started doing. And it was, drum roll, sugar, which I talk about in the previous video. The sugar was a poison to me, and I did not realize that was the complete game changer. And now that I know what I know for my body and my experience, I know that sugar is a major toxic poison to my body. And I mean processed sugar. I'm not talking about sugar from fruit. I can eat fruit sugar all day long, and it totally does not have a negative effect on my body in any shape or form. As a matter of fact, I feel amazing on sugar and on fruit, and I can eat fruit until the cows come home. And if anything, it's helped to heal my digestion and heal my body. So that being said, let's get into this. I'm going to give you some tips of some things that will help your period. And if you do these things, it will make a huge difference. I'm sorry, it will. I tried so many things. I've for those of you've been watching, I did the blackstrap molasses. I thought that was gonna fix my periods, guys. It didn't. It didn't. All blackstrap molasses is a processed sugar, and it's got minerals in it, and it's high in iron. But for me, I must have some type of weakness towards processed foods, and I think everybody's body is different. In Hoffer's book, he talks about how, you know, everybody's alleles are different. What some people have certain alleles for. Taking vitamins in their diet can totally fix certain issues, and they have to take vitamins or they have to stay strong on supplements because they have genetic weaknesses for alleles in their body. So that being said, diet is so important. So let's get into this. We're going to talk about periods and things that have amazingly a huge effect on your menstrual cycle. No processed foods. Do not eat processed foods. If you think you can dibble dabble around with processed foods and have a really healthy cycle, you are fooling yourself. That is one of the hardest and most addictive things to quit doing. I will admit it. When you go out to a restaurant, you can't eat out. That's just it. You can't eat out. I don't eat out anymore. The restaurants were poisoning me. That was huge. That was a big deal because just like Dan McDonald's been talking about in his videos, and it totally resonates with me. And the fact is when you eat out, you don't know what they're putting in the dressings. You don't know what they're putting on the oils, what type of oils they're using. You don't know how long those vegetables have been cut up on the shelf. I have gotten rancid vegetables so many times every time I eat out. Like, it's just disgusting. And it doesn't matter where you eat, it's all the same. And they never use organic, where in my neck of the woods they don't. I mean, you can go to a few places, but even at the most cleanest restaurant, I refuse to eat there because they're always bait and switching on their organic and pure foods. They'll throw something. They'll always throw something in there toxic when you're least expecting it, right when you have your guard down. And then the next thing you know, you're eating that garbage and you're paying the price for it. Literally, you're paying out the nose for the meal, and the quality of it is horrible. You're better off eating at home, cooking your own meals, and eating raw as much as possible. Enzymes. I've started taking enzymes. That has been a huge game changer for me. I'm absorbing more nutrients into my food, from my food. I'm digesting my food better. The older you get, the less enzymes your body produces to digest your food. So if you have a lot of wear and tear on your body like I do from years of abuse of eating out at McDonald's hamburgers, that's a big one. Do not, back to the processed foods, don't kid yourself for 1 minute by thinking that you can have that one donut, that one ice cream. Guys, just cut it out completely. I've cut it out completely. I refuse to go back. I don't want to end up sick. There's no point in it. I have so much control over my life now because I am doing these things and being serious. There's no cheating going on now. But it's all about finding the right foods as a replacement tool, like dates. For example, I've been eating dates. That's my little trick to help me to stay away from the ice creams. As long as I have some really healthy fallback on foods like apples, dates, bananas, watermelons, whatever you can find in season, find the best quality that you can find and eat that food, and eat it abundantly so you will not be tempted to go out to eat at the restaurants and eat those snack foods when you're driving through the drive-through to get your teenagers their fast food fix for the day, because let's face it, you can't change the world, and don't try to. Just fix yourself and then everything will fall into place. But if you're driving, do not get that frappe, caramelized whipped cream thing for the day that's loaded with unhealthy dairy products, that's got the steroids and the hormones and all of that junk in it that's going to cause major menstrual issues, okay? So stay away from the processed foods. Don't do it. It's a total trap. The enzymes, find a good healthy source. I've been using the Purizyme product, and I'm on the Purizyme right now. I love those products. They are super clean, super effective, and super amazing, and they're really not that expensive. You're getting your bang for your buck. Check into it, try it, do it. Go to regenerateyourlife.org and get them off of Dan McDonald. He is like amazing and has so much valuable resources and information on his channel. That is like my go-to. Okay, so a parasite cleanse. I just recently embarked on a 7-day parasite cleanse. Guys, it's important to get the fungus, mold, yeast, parasites out of your system. Detoxify your system with a great parasite cleanse. There's again, I used the Puridyme Herbal Blood. I really like that one, but Standard Process also has a good one called Wormwood Complex. It's a great one. You can get that one online. Guys, there's tons of them. You can use just an herbal combination of a parasite cleanse with Cassandra sagrada. That's like a type of herb. You can do that when just do your research. But guys, Rome wasn't built in a day. You're gonna have to implement these things slowly, or you're gonna crash and burn. If you just go all in at all once, you're gonna have a torrential meltdown and you're gonna shock your body. Take baby steps. You know, when I started on my health food journey years ago, I started one day eliminating tea. I did that for a whole week. Black tea. Guys, caffeine is bad. It's really bad, okay? It messes with your hormones. It messes with your body. It messes with your digestion. I'm sorry, caffeine, I don't care what people say. Some people are like, oh, caffeine's good for me. I love caffeine. It's got antioxidants, blah, blah, blah. Guys, don't fool yourself. Caffeine is really bad for your body. It really, I think it causes adrenal issues. It makes your body go into fight or flight or stress when you're out. It causes imbalances within the body. I personally can't drink the stuff. It messes with my hormones and my periods and my body chemistry and my digestion. It makes me have cravings for stuff that I don't need to be craving. Okay, so take my advice, do what I'm telling you. You will be amazed if you do this. If you really listen to my words, heed my words and what I'm saying, you'll be amazed. And I'll leave a list down in the description box written out of all of these things for you. And guys, this is from years of suffering and trying different things. You know, I have wanted to fix my periods like this, to have a perfect period. If you look up what a perfect period is, it is having like a few tablespoons of blood during your menstrual cycle for about 3 days. You know, for every day having about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of blood. Guys, that's the type of periods we're supposed to be having. Nobody has those type of periods because they're eating all of these toxic foods and processed foods in the environment. So if you will do this, you will find the answer. You know, if you're tired of being sick in the bed for weeks at a time because of your period, if you're tired of being depressed, if you're tired of having marital problems, if you're tired of not being able to perform sexually for your husband because you're so sick and tired all the time and you can't even be there for your kids, do what I'm telling you in this protocol. You'll be amazed. Okay, so parasite cleanse was number 3. Number 4, fruit fasting. Go on some periodical fruit fast. Do it, fruit fast in the morning. Just eat fruit for breakfast. Eat fruit for lunch. Then eat fruit for dinner. Find out what is readily available and organic. Guys, organic, I'm not even going to go into that, and I don't even know if that's one of my major issues, but the and it's not, but organic should be number 4, but I'm gonna go ahead and pencil that in. Hold on just a minute. Because organic, guys, is critical. Organic, there is, in the pesticides that they're spraying on the non-organic food, it causes menstrual issues. If you will research it, it's really, really dangerous. It causes cancer, and if you're eating fruit all day that's been sprayed, chances are you're going to be absorbing this stuff into your tissues, and it's just going to cause a whole host of negative benefits. I can just tell you from my own personal experience of where I've been. I've been struggling on a vegan diet for the last 7 years, and it's because I did not implement these warnings into my diet. You can be healthy, you can be strong, you can have the life of your dreams, but when you need to really get all the toxic crud out of your body, okay? So, organic. The next thing is dry fasting. Dry fasting is not for everybody at every phase of their life. Start researching it. Start looking into it. That was a total game changer for me. It totally helped my kidneys. It helped my organs. It helped the intestinal prolapse issues that I had going on. Dry fasting is really good, but it's not for everybody because not everybody's ready to handle it. And you are going to have to take baby steps in doing these things. Like, that's all there is to it. Rome wasn't built in a day. When I first started on my journey, there's no way I could have went on a dry fast. But you can do small dry fasts. Like, in the morning, you don't have to get up and start, guzzling water out the yin-yang. You can go on mini dry fast. So just refrain from eating or drinking anything for several hours a day. It's giving your body a rest, and make sure you're hydrated before you do it. You don't want to dehydrate yourself and make yourself sick, and that's why you don't want to have caffeine, because caffeine's dehydrating. And so if you're doing certain things like a dry fast or a fruit fast, or caffeine's just going to slow you down and bog you down and make it worse. So, OMOD, intermittent fasting. I have tons of videos on this, and I've been practicing for this for the past 2 years, and I can honestly tell you, it is the way, okay? It is the way. Intermittent fasting and 1 meal a day, you definitely need to look into this. It has changed my life on so many spiritual and healing levels for my body. I cannot tell you enough. Number 1, you save money because you're not eating tons of food. You eat better quality food. Your body goes into a better state, a state called autophagy, where you use disease-dying cells to heal your body. And you use those old cells and their parts and their vitamins and minerals, and then you throw out all the junk, you excrete it out of your system. And these could be like cancer cells that are like toxic to the body. But your body gets rid of them, spits them out. Like, this is a known fact, guys. Look this up. I have tons of videos on it. I have a OMOD playlist, and I'll put that link down in the description box as well. So guys, it's all about education. It's all about getting it right up here, educating yourself, memorizing the information, and, helping others. Help others to know about the information. If you don't know it, you can't help yourself and you can't help others. So what other better reason do you have? The iodine protocol. Critical, critical, critical to have a healthy uterus, healthy breast tissue. It's just healthy for your intestines. It's a known fact that iodine is one of the nutrients that is one of the elements that's in all of the cells of the body. It's like a battery to your thyroid, which controls your menstrual issues. Guys, it's huge, okay? But is it the only thing that's going to fix your menstrual cycle to where you're going to have a perfect menstrual cycle like mine? No. Will it fix a lot of issues? Yes. Is it a great place to start? Absolutely. If there's one place I would start with a detoxifying diet and then the iodine protocol. I mean, that's what even Brownstein recommends in his book is, that you eat a detoxifying diet. You can't be sitting there shoving donuts in your mouth and drinking gallons of coffee and sugar and processed ice cream and expect the iodine protocol to fix your period completely like mine. It's not going to work. You can try it to see if it will work. Maybe you've not been down the road that I have and had such a damaging life and problem. I mean, I've had 3 kids. I've had a cesarean. I've been down the road, guys. I destroyed my body with a lot of toxic stuff that I was putting in my body for years. Fast food, I even drank alcohol during certain periods of my life. And, I never got into the pharmaceutical side. Thank God I didn't get led down that road, because that would really have been terrible, because I never could do pharmaceuticals because they always made me sick. But thank God I never got into all that. But thank you, God. Thank you, God. And putting God first, excuse me, hopefully I'll blip that out. Putting God first is critical, 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 guys. He is the healer. There's no doubt about it. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. I mean, it is what it is. He is the master, and he really fixed me. So I'm going to put God in here as another one. And so we've done dry fasting, 1 meal a day, iodine protocol. As I said, it lengthened my cycle, which the iodine protocol lengthened my cycle, which was huge. I was having my period like every 14 days. I would start having, instead of having a 21-day cycle, like having my period every 21 days, I was doing like 14. Guys, it lengthened it to where I actually started doing like 27 day cycle. Like I didn't start my period for, like 27 days and 28 days. And, so that was pretty amazing. To not have to be having my period that often. So, I was starting, my cycle was being spread out to where I wasn't losing all of this blood all the time. I was so anemically sick. It was sad. Like the pictures of me, like I looked like I literally sucked dry. My eyes were constantly dark underneath them. Like I felt horrible. But anyway, so the green juice. Green juice is amazing. Drink as much green juice as you possibly can. If you want to go on a green juice fast for a whole day, that would be wonderful. Get up. The daily juicing habit is what Dan McDonald talks about. And I have to say, the daily juicing habit is critical, critical, critical. You know, there may be days that I can't juice all the time, but I pretty much juice every single day. And I just make it a point to do it because that way I don't get lazy and fall into the habit of not juicing, because it seems like if I always do that, if I always say, oh, I'm not going to juice today, and then it's the next day I was like, oh, I'll get a little lazy and not juice. But guys, I can honestly tell you, if you stay truthful to this, it will have amazing healing benefits on your body to where you can't even believe it. Like, it's super amazing, like the benefits. And I have tons of videos, juicing videos, and Dan McDonald does too. Like, he is, like I said, he's my go-to for support, for watching his videos. Like, it just, you know, you gotta have somebody like that in this world, because there's just not many people out there that are dedicated to healing their bodies and really doing what it takes. Because most people don't want to do the work, and that's where I was for years and years and years. I didn't want to do the work. I didn't want to not have that ice cream, you know. It's been a week, but the process, I was doing vegan ice cream, you know, on and on and on, making excuse after excuse, you know. Or the biggest trap is organic vegan food, processed food. People eat that stuff and think, oh, you know, the cookies, all of those things. Completely toxic to the body, toxic to your periods, and a raw food diet. Adhering to a raw food diet for me has been a complete game changer to heal my body and to restore my uterus and to slough off all of that cruddy tissue that's been dormant in my uterus. The enzymes, the raw food, the green juices is totally where it's at. Get rid of the sugar. Do it. You will not regret it. No animal products. Just for those of you watching, I had a little anemic episode where I started eating the sugar and some processed foods and so forth. Well, no, it was just sugar. It was just sugar on a raw food diet. I started dibble-dabbling around with that, guys, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It made me have a really bad period. I almost literally died, and after that, I'd been on raw foods for about 3 months, juice fasting, the whole 9 yards, but I totally flipped out and went and bought some chicken livers and fried them up and ate them, and to try to get some of that iron into my body. And really, I don't think it helped me at all. All it did was make me weaker, tireder, and it seemed like my body had to work really hard to absorb and to digest it, and it made me really constipated. So the next day, how I really got my energy back is I just started drinking some, I went and got some wheatgrass juice. That's a blood builder, and I did some a really heavy beet, dandelion, green juice, and I just started juicing the beets and the greens. And the beets will put oxygen back into your blood, and you know, that's what I did. The chicken livers, really, I just don't think they did anything but made me feel worse. Okay, so for me, no animal products. Not where I'm at, where I'm healing my intestines, and from my bicycle wreck. You know, the raw foods are just the way to go. As of now. I mean, that's where I'm at right now, guys. So no animal products, no milk, no dairy, no, not for me. Those are mucus forming, and I'm trying to detoxify my body and get rid of all the crud. And there's plenty of healthy fats that you can put into your diet. If you're worried about DHA and EPA, take a supplement. Take a vegan supplement is what I would recommend, just because and there's really good ones out there, just because you just don't know what's in these animal products that they put in these supplements. You know, they add stuff to them. Like, it's really hard to find clean animal source products. It's just about impossible. I mean, I always fall into the trap of finding, you know, I don't know. I just think the more bare bones that your diet is, the less you'll fall into traps. Because the marketing system is very deceptive. It's very deceptive. It's very tricky. They'll word stuff on labels, but if you call them up, you'll find out that these supplements are sourced from crappy things. Even like milk products, you know, cheese products, on and on and on. You just never know what you're getting. No caffeine, no coffee. For me, that did not help me one single bit. No caffeine, no coffee. I'm not going to go into it. You know, I tried to fool myself and do it time and time again. Just don't do it. Bottom line, it's a no-no. No grains, oatmeal, rice. Those things, no. I don't do them anymore. And the reason being is they just, my body doesn't digest them well. I think they get in my intestines and they don't want to come out, and it clogs me up. Like, I think that they cause inflammation for me. That is what they cause. I don't know why, but I think they stay in my intestines too long. I just think that they get, well, where I have intestinal prolapse issues, you know, that's going to be getting hung up in areas. So, but I mean, fruit fiber is the best, truly. And I really don't have a problem with vegetable fiber, which is very fibrous. And but I tried to do a lot of the oatmeal. The rice turns into a sugar within the body. That's why I don't like to do the rice, because it really, I think, just turns into a sugar for me, and it's just not good. It's just, I don't know. It just doesn't digest well, the oatmeal or the rice, for me. Okay, the blackstrap molasses, that's in a lot of videos. People claim that it fixes the menstrual stuff. Guys, it's processed, it's sugar, I just think it's got too much sugar in it. I was putting it in decaf coffee and tea, whatever. I was putting it on my oatmeal. I mean, I was eating it out the yin yang. I've got a bottle of it in there right now, and I'm just not gonna put it. I was putting it in my smoothies. It just made it too sweet. Like, it's sugar, okay? It's sugar. And I'm telling you, don't do the sugar. That's the key. Flax seeds are really, really good. Flax seeds are amazing. I've got a really great flaxseed cracker recipe that's just like the Flackers. It is the bomb. Diggly dom. It's delicious. Get some flaxseed oil. Drizzle it on your salad. Flaxseed is really, really good. I'm going to tell you some resources here in a minute of books that you can go to. Flaxseed has got the omega-3s in it, the omega-3 and omega-6s. It's just so good for a female's body. It's got lignans in it, which is great for your breast tissue. It's just really, really good. Anti-cancer, super great food. And get a good probiotic. There again, Puridyme, or there's other products out there. Find a really good probiotic That's critical, critical, critical. Healthy fats, coconuts, avocados are great. Nuts and seeds, soak them. They're easier to digest. Definitely soak your nuts and seeds and culture them if you can with a good probiotic. Herbs. Herbs are great. Nettle is a really good tea to drink. Comfrey is good in small amounts. Let's see, those are the only ones that I can think of off the top of my head. I've got some adaptogens down on the list later, but herbs, nettle tea is really good. Oat straw tea is good. Peppermint tea, red clover is really good for menstrual cycle. Red raspberry leaf is a really, really good one for your menstrual cycle. All those are super great. I'm sure you can find a tonic tea that has multiple ones in it or herbal formulas. Go for it. Chase tree berry is a good one. There's tons. Cayenne will help stop the bleeding. That is one of the things that I did is I took the cayenne and I took some chlorophyll tablets. That helps stop the bleeding. If you're like in a chronic state right now to where you're having heavy periods because of your diet and your lifestyle of stress and chronic stress overload, burden, whatever, start taking the cayenne and the chlorophyll tablets of any type would be great. And I'm going to do probably some more videos on this, on each of these, talking more individually about it, but we're going to move through these rather quickly. Exercise. Move the lymph around within your body. Don't stay stagnated. Move your body. Exercise, whether it's getting on a trampoline, walking your dog, joining a gym is great. Yoga is perfect. Any of those things are super great. And manage your stress. If there are things in your life, people that are causing stress, and toxic people, people that are just like using you, manipulating you, get those people out of your life. Come up with some excuse. Try to deter around them as much as possible, especially when you're trying to consume food for nutrients for your body. Get away from negative energy, negative people. Just get away from them. You know, they're toxic. Do it in a diplomatic way. Don't be rude. Don't be hateful. You know, just because these people are having a stressful life doesn't mean and their problems are not your problems. So, you know, just kind of distance away. If it's your spouse or your mate, really try to be sympathetic and be there for them, but don't sit there and listen to them scream and yell and vent while you're trying to eat your dinner. Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying, guys? Okay, so and eating out, guys. Manage your stress. A good way to manage your stress is to do some deep breathing exercises and meditations. That's huge. Prayer time, Bible time. All of these are great ways to de-stress, spend time with the Lord, meditate and pray, and those are just really, 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 really important. Deep breathing. I've got some meditation videos on this. So check those out, and you know, you'll just be amazed. Okay? So the next thing is adaptogens. Adaptogens are a great way to stabilize and normalize your hormones within the body that could be out of whack, that could be causing you to have all kinds of menstrual issues. That's critical, critical, critical. And that is one of the things that I zeroed in on on this last little anemia. So that was like a magic bullet for me. I mean, it really was. So things like chase tree, ginseng, ashwagandha, find what works for you. Right now I'm taking ginseng. I've done the ashwagandha. Gotu Kola is an amazing one. That was the one that I did right when I started having those menstrual issues of the heavy period. Again, you know, it was like I was having a prolonged cycle, but my period was just, like so scary. And I was like, I never, ever want to be in that place again in my life. And I was like, I'm taking control. I'm quitting the donuts. I'm quitting the sugar. I'm quitting the cheat days. I'm quitting all of it. You know, I'm all in, but it's all in a healthy way of getting away from the toxic foods. So the adaptogens are great ways to normalize and balance your hormones. Critical. Adaptogens help your body to stress it into help your body to adapt to the stressful environments that you may have, your children, your husband's job, your life, on and on. Adaptogens rock. Gotu Kola is a great one. If you want, and guys, if you want me to do any videos on any of this information in more detail, I'll be glad to do that. Because guys, I'm just telling you right now, I fixed it. I fixed the problem, and I don't want to forget it. I don't want to forget what I've gone through. That's why I want to make this video. I want to be there for you all to help you guys, because I know that by helping you all, I'm going to be helping myself. I'm doing this for selfish reasons. When people leave information, questions down below, like let's say 2 months down the road after I make this video and I put it up, I'm going through a major midlife crisis. And all of this information just goes right out the window. Well, guess what? Somebody watches this video and they send me a little question. They're like, hey, I just watched this video. Can you tell me some specific adaptogen supplements that will be beneficial? Can you give me some name brand supplements? And I'll be like, I'll go back and I'll look at the video and I'll be like, oh yeah, adaptogens. I totally forgot about taking adaptogens right now. And like I'm going through this stressful time. I mean, things come at your life, guys. Even when you're going through this process and you're going to go on this journey, we've got to be there for each other, to lift each other up. That's what it's all about, guys. I'm serious. So, it is what it is. And and now for the final finale of what I'm getting ready to do. And my stomach is growling while I'm doing it because water fasting. I'm getting ready to go on a water fast. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do it, but I'm going to document it. I'm going to record it. I'm really going to try. I'm like getting rid of all of the food within my pantry, and I'm eating all the raw food up, so I'm not going to be tempted. But yeah, that's what I'm doing, going on a water fast, and that's where I'm at, guys. So I'm really hitting it hard to try to heal my body. I'm not playing around, I'm not playing around, and that's it, guys. That is it. And I hope you wrote these things down. If you didn't, I'll try to write them down in the description box. Now I'm going to leave with you some really great books that will really help you on this healing journey. There is a book by Susan S. Weed. It's called Down There, Sexual and Reproductive Health, The Wise Woman Way. She has tons of information in this book. It's got a whole chapter on pelvic prolapse. It's got a whole chapter on the uterus, on female issues. Like, this is amazing. I do a book review on it. If you want to check that out, guys, I've got a book review on that. This book is amazing. It is full of herbal teas and information to help you have a healthy menstrual cycle. She's got a whole chapter in there on the menstrual cycle. This book is amazing. I found this one just recently. This is, I kind of really feel like I owe this book to being the final missing link of the puzzle that really hit home. It's where I found out about, I knew about the cayenne, but she gives you specific instructions in here about how to take the cayenne and the chlorophyll tablets and stuff. So this was a great book. She's got like a whole nutritional bunch of information on nutrition. If you're not wanting to go down the vegan road, you know, I mean, veganism is not for everybody. That's where I'm at right now. And, I'm just plant-based. I wouldn't even say I'm vegan because, like, you know, I feed my animals meat and I feed my family meat. Like, I buy meat at the store, you know, and where I'm going to be at tomorrow, who knows? Right now, I'm on an all strictly plant-based diet, okay? But back to this on the fertility cycles and nutrition. Amazing. This woman, it's got a lot of good information in it, but take it with a grain of salt because there again, there's some stuff in here that I was kind of like, you know, a lot of baloney. There's baloney everywhere. You gotta sort through and find out what you really know to be true, okay? So, this is a great book, Prescription for Nutritional Healing. It's got a lot of information on menstrual. So, like, if you can get your hands on any of these books at a library or free online, PDF, whatever, go for it, okay? It's not gonna hurt you. Educate yourself. That's the key. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you. You know, I really do. And I hope that you will do the things that I told you to do in this video, because if you do, you'll be amazingly blessed and you will find that you will be able to fix your menstrual cycle. Guys, I can't say it enough. The sugar for me, the processed sugar, was the missing link. And a lot of people are their fangs are gonna come out. You know, when you say processed sugar, a lot of people just can't let that go. And I was one of those people for years. I have finally gotten to the place where I've let it go. Knock on wood, thank you, Jesus. I mean, you know, I'm just seriously like, thank you, God, you know, because it was a process and it is a journey. Rome wasn't built in a day, guys. It's gonna take some time to get to this place. You know, all of these addictive foods that you've been addicted to for years, they're very hard to quit. But you can do it. You can do it. And so hang in there, watch my videos, follow me. You know, I don't have all the answers, but I'm doing pretty doggone good, and I'm pretty impressed with, you know, what I've been able to do with this regimen that I'm on. I mean, seriously, like, it's working for me, like, in a major way. So, you know, the proof is in the pudding, guys. So, I'm going to go ahead and get off here, and thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.